Jurgen, is he...
Not bad. There you go.
Is Adam really teacher's pet?
I had to ask Matt what does this mean, and then it told me that it's my favorite, right? So I have a lot of favorites, but he's a nice guy, and he was my neighbor until he moved. Yeah. Well, don't think because of me, but no, that's how it is when you live close to each other, when you work with each other, and when both are open-minded, I would say, then you have a few talks and in private, not about football then. So yeah, I like him and actually all of my players. So that's a good thing in my job. I'm involved in the how we build a group, and so there should be players I like, and that's with Adam the case, like with a few others.
So, given your cooking experience this week as well, what's the recipe for success this season?
Oh, not bad. Take the recipe you saw last year and involve a few nice things like better defending, more concentration, smarter play, better game understanding, learning more from the game, in the game, reacting better on these situations. Yeah, being more clinical in a few situations, and yeah, I think that would be a nice meal then.
And keeping this group together as well, given the reports of a bid for Philippe Coutinho, what is the situation there? Has there been a bid from Barcelona?
That's an interesting question because you know my answer before, if you ask. So I have nothing to say about this. That's I'm sorry, but obviously you all can have stories without my saying so. Why should I disturb this process? Do whatever you want with this news, and I'm not interested. But what I can say, keeping the group together, yeah, would make sense.
We can say Coutinho not for sale, perhaps?
Yes, that's what we can say. But that's not since this morning or yesterday. I'm not sure if it was different in any time. So, yes.
What importance then do you put on a player like Coutinho within the group?
No, it's not about this. Phil is a very, very important player, but we need to react better when he's not on the pitch. So that's how it is, because he was a few games out and then he came back and was not in the best shape. That's how it is. He tried to get back his rhythm, and with his quality, he has the opportunity or the pressure to do it on the pitch. Other players you keep in training and hide them a little bit, but Phil, when he's able to run properly, then you want to have him on the pitch again. And so, yeah, we have to be better even in moments like this. And so it's about Phil. He can improve, of course, bring in consistency, no doubt about his qualities. When he good shape, good game, movements, very smart in both parts of the game, offensive tactically and also defense tactically. That's really, really important. And yeah, all over a really good player. And but the nice thing is still young, and also he can improve. But he improved a lot already since I'm in, and he was good before I was in, so he's on a good way.
Just to check, Robertson deal done?
Did I tell anything from her?
You haven't.
Next time I come in and say immediately, this and this deal is done, and so, no, nothing to say about it.
What are you expecting then from the game on Saturday?
Excitement, development. It's how we know now. It's a really nice tournament, and it's a fantastic atmosphere. And if we know it's preseason, there will come more important games in the season, hopefully. And but it's the only game we play on Saturday, so we want to be focused 100%, and we want to see the next step. I told you already after the game. I thought we played well, but we could have done already better. We had a lot of defending situations, not a lot of, but a few, where we could have reacted better, where we should have reacted better, where we should have won the challenge, but we didn't do. And if we play like we do, this ball-orientated kind of defending, then when you are there and when you have a bigger number of players in and around the challenge, and we had sometimes 3 versus 1, but the one, Townsend or Zaha, they sorted the situation, and then we have, yeah, that's easy mathematics, then we have 7 against 10 from Crystal Palace in this moment. So we should avoid situations like this. We want to go that risk. We want to win the ball in situations like this. But if we are there, we have to win it. So a lot of things we can already now, after a few days after this game, we can improve, and that's what we're looking for too.
Okay, I think the UK national newspaper, we've got some questions down here, guys, or are you? Yep, here we go. Pass the microphone over. Let you have your over. Yeah. Mike?
Does it surprise you that a club like Barcelona would be interested in Phil Coutinho?
So it would be.
Yes. Well, are.
I'm not surprised that any club is interested in players of Liverpool. I mean, I think a few maybe people in the room or are more surprised that there's any interest in players of Liverpool. So no, I'm not surprised if it is like this.
Is that a compliment or is it settling?
I'm not surprised, so it's not a compliment. It's not that I need it. It's of course, it's only that a few people obviously see that Liverpool has a few good players. So that's how it is. But a very important message, maybe we are not a selling club. So that's how it is. And so we believe in working together. We believe in development together. We believe in using the basis. We want to work together. We want to make the next step together. And for this, we need to stay together. So that's how it is.
Darren?
Just on the back of that, I mean, you've taken the group and the club into the Champions League. Obviously, there is optimism that I know you don't say, but there is a feeling that the club could challenge for the league, the title. Is it good to be in that position to show players, not just Philippe, but all your players, that staying at the club, there is a direction that you're going in and things to fight for?
Yeah, of course we have to create a situation where the players see, or we together with the players, we have to create a situation where everybody is easily able to see which direction we want to go. And yes, I know that one of your colleagues maybe is in here today. Yes, I see him ask about if we can be champion next year, and I said because the rules are like this. But of course, and we are challenging for it. But we do it for a lot of years, and it didn't happen. So that doesn't mean that we don't want it. No, when it only knows we know what we. Meanwhile, we should have learned of what we have to do to come closer, and coming closer is the first step to get it. And so. Yeah, that's all our perspective. How we see it is really positive. It's a fantastic club, how everybody knows. We think the right people in the right position, the right people in charge, all that stuff. So, yeah, it's a good moment for Liverpool, but we still want to improve it and on different parts of the game. And so, that's it.
Anything else, Darren? Brent?
Jurgen, it's loud enough this time, isn't it? Does coming out, you know, if Philip comes out and the crowd, the way they are over here, you'll pack the stadium again on Saturday. Does that help just underline how big this club is?
Yeah, that's when I came in. A few people told me that at a moment when you will really realize how big the club is, you have to go abroad. You have to go somewhere else, and then you will see. So we came last year to USA, and LFC was already there, if you want, and now we are coming here, and obviously the club is already here. That's nice. That's nice. But of course, we have said it a few times. It's based on our history. It's not that much based on us. For sure, we didn't disturb the thing so far, so we didn't play bad enough that the people thought we have to choose another club. But because I feel that the people are really liking the actual squad. So that's nice, and it's good experience for all the players. Shows really the size of the club, and it's very important. We spoke when I stood right with Adam about the pressure of being an LFC player. It's a positive pressure. Yes, of course, because we to win, everybody is saying we want to win every game, but with Liverpool, it's one of the few clubs where it is possible. It doesn't mean that it happens, but we can win every game with the quality we have and the power we have and the crowd we have. And another nice story, really, it's really nice when I read, or somebody told me this week that Stoke is paying the buses for the supporters. It's nice. But where we are going, they are already there. They don't have to take a bus. They live in the city. So where we are playing, LFC fans, that's really nice. And so that shows this club is a fantastic one. I knew it from the first second, and here is another proof for it.
Does it feel like the clock is always ticking, though, that you just want to win the next trophy?
Yeah, but look, I really appreciate and I respect this really, that people want it and think like this. But I cannot be the person who shows this greed, most like, oh my God, we lost and now I'm nervous, or we won and I think we are halfway through and all that stuff. So I'm the captain of the ring steel. So and everybody else looks over my shoulders if you want and hopes that it will work. I know that it's no problem, and I feel it in every moment. But to talk about it, it doesn't make it more likely. I think we proved it. We are really trying to get the biggest, the highest, the most sunny, whatever you can win, and we go for it 100%. But at the end, the only thing we can do until then, we have to work until we got it, and that's what we will do.
Okay, just before we go to Ian, if there's any of the guys from the region or Hong Kong who have questions for Jurgen, we'll come to you in a second, but Ian first, and then we'll come over here. Ian.
Hello, Jurgen. I'm at the back. Ian Stringer from the BBC. Hello. Jurgen, I want to ask you about player investment in the Premier League, if you wouldn't mind. The money in transfer fees this summer, I know you've invested in Mo Salah, but do you think that the clubs investing, the big clubs in the Premier League so heavily, with people like Lacazette coming in and Lukaku moving for so much money, do you think that is a strategy that will ultimately help take the trophy from Chelsea this season? The heavy investors will be leading?
No idea. I'm not interested. Things getting more expensive. When I was a kid, but you could buy butter for, I don't know, 20 cents. So that's long ago. And obviously in football it's exactly the same. So, but we speak all the time about this, as everybody spoke about it. I don't think that we have to do it again and again and again. Yeah, it's a lot of money. Is it right? I'm not sure. Is it the case? Yes, it is like this, and it's a closed circle. So we've got the money from our partners, or the clubs got the money from the partners, from the TV stations, with the supporters and all that stuff, and then we give it to another club. And for this, you got money from another club. So that's how I know how it sounds. It's not nice. I don't like it, but it's the case. And so we are part of it.
But sometimes you find some butter that's a good value, don't you? You don't have to spend a lot to get good butter sometimes.
Yeah. With butter, it's a little bit different. I think there's not a big surprise on the butter side of life.
You started the butter thing.
Yeah. But your English is better. You could have chosen another example. Yeah. So, yes, there's a lot of butter out there.
Thank you, Jurgen.
You're welcome.
Sorry, the lady down there with the microphone and the green top.
Thank you. Solanke scored his first goal for Liverpool. What do you expect from him in coming season?
Salah or Solanke? Sorry, it was Solanke.
Solanke.
Solanke. Dominate.
Sorry.
Whatever you want, no problem. A lot in relation to his age. So I am patient enough to give him opportunities and to put him not too much under pressure. I hope I can keep him as long as possible in this mood where everything is exciting, new, fantastic. No expectations from himself, only expectation on himself that he wants to do everything, that he wants to give 100%, that he wants to be present in each training, that he never stops. It's all good. But then he's, how I think what smart young players are, patient enough to take the minutes. And if you have the minutes, you have to perform. If you use it in the right way, he will. If it's his potential, for sure, the future is bright. But for him, especially when you're that young, it's a long way to go. But our aim is to help him as good as we can.
So Africa Cup has changed the time. So is any influence for Liverpool?
Yeah, already. Fantastic. When we signed Mo Salah, I was already thinking, oh my God, now we lose in 1.5 years both in the winter. So that obviously will not happen now. So that gives us 2 more players in winter time. What is it, 18, 19 then is the season. Eh? So that's very good.
Okay. And gentleman at the back of the room with the white shirt on. This will probably be our penultimate question. If there's a final question from the guys, we'll take that. But this gentleman first.
Hi, Jurgen from Shanghai Daily. We like it that Premier League club like Liverpool travel to parts of Asia. I wanted to know if it sort of hampers or affects your pre-season training particularly. I mean, would you like to travel, or I mean, does it affect the training at all?
I think it makes absolute sense to be 100% honest. So no, I would not. I don't like to travel in the preseason. Yes, I want to go to somewhere where we have better conditions than in Liverpool, which on the other they are already really good. But we have to, and now we are here, and it's nice. It's really nice, and it's much better than I thought when I came here the first day. And it was raining like I never saw it before in my life, actually. And I'm 50, so I saw a lot of rain. I'm from Germany, working in England. I saw more rain than you should see. But I'm not sure that I saw altogether so much rain than I saw on this one day. So that was how it is. You don't think, and you think you cannot train, but we could. We did it under the most difficult circumstances, and I love it, 100% to be honest, because I said also a few times, you want to create in the preseason difficult situations. Usually I have to think a lot and doing this and that and bringing them here and there. Here, the weather created the circumstances. The rain first, and when the rain stopped, the heat pour. So, but the players worked outstanding good. Honestly, that was I was surprised how good they dealt with the circumstances, and I'm more than happy to be here. Really, and I had one concern because of the rain, that the pitch in the stadium maybe is not that good, but that was also really good. So, yeah, at the end, really a fantastic organized tournament. But it's the 14 or how many hours flight? 14 hours? Just under 14 hours. 13 hours and 15 minutes. Thank you. It's a real help. So. It's also not what you usually would do, but it's how I said, big clubs like Liverpool, we have to do it, and we have to show up. After the season, we flew 24 hours to Australia. It's not that you think we have nothing else to do than this, but we were there, and it was nice, and we saw our fans, because we have to show up at the place where our fans are. We know that, and for this we have to make the compromise. So yes, it's not perfect, but we really made the best of it.
Okay, final question, and Gary's going to take that for that's just the final question of the press conference.
Hi Jurgen, Gareth Roberts from the Anfield Wrap. I just thought Liverpool the other night were really impressive in terms of their intensity of the play, given the humid conditions. Was that what you wanted from your players? Did you want it to be as close to a Premier League performance, or are you still looking for a sort of summer-friendly performance? What kind of intensity are you asking from your players at this point in the pre-season?
I played in my life one summer friendly, that was against Sydney in Australia. It was after the season. All the rest are preparation games, test games. So yes, I always want highest intensity, not because I only want highest intensity, because it's a very important session. So that's why we played 45 minutes. And I think if there's one thing to change from the Premier League for this tournament, then let us change 10 times in half time. The game is not that much interrupted, and it was in the second half, so we have to find solution how we warm them up. So I'm not sure that I understand why they have this rule, but it's a rule, so we accept it. But maybe for the next tournament, where we come 10 players in half time, and the crowd is happy, and you can give in this time of the part of the season, it makes sense. Not for all maybe, but for us it more makes sense to give them 45 minutes. And from next week on, latest then we will play a little bit longer, 60, coming more to the intensity of a normal game. But in this 45 minutes, you have to show your 100% readiness, first of all, to do the next step. Training is very often to do a little bit more than you think you can do. It's not always the case. Sometimes you need to be at 90%, at 80%, it all can happen. But in a game, you need to overperform in this part and to have a real effect. Yes, I was happy about this. I was happy about creating situations, moments, chances. Then scoring second half, not exactly the same. I didn't feel exactly the same happiness about a few defending situations, because we dominated the game how we were already used to. And then 1-2 passes of Crystal Palace and I were in front of our goal, so we should get better in this. But yes, I was also impressed about the intensity of the game, but it actually was exactly what I expected.